Whilst you're coming, I'm attempting to do this through Zoom and recording it so I can send it. We'll see if it works. You don't need laptops today. There's a lot we're going to get through in about 90 minutes. So yes, feel free to ask questions, or we can do questions at the end. I've no rush to get away, so go wild at the end as well. But please do, if there's anything in the middle of it you want to ask, just shout out. There's water on the tables. If you please feel free just to go in and out. If we're desperate for peace in there, you can leave. Okay, so why batch creation? So time efficiency, consistency, stress reduction, strategic planning, flexibility, adaptation, improved analytics, and better collaboration with teams or with others. So that's why we should be doing it. But let's be realistic. Hands up who always puts social media at the bottom. Yeah, I do too. Doesn't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to do mine either. It makes you not want to get out of bed. Not gonna lie, when I looked at the rain this morning, if I wasn't running this, I may have done something. But who knows that we need to do it because it's beneficial. Yeah, been a rock and a hard place. I'm gonna be dead honest. If I didn't have to do my social media, I wouldn't. And I run people's social media for them because I know what needs to be done. But I'm very realistic. You'll speak to social media managers who say, when you post, you must be on for 15 minutes straight away. You must post at most optimum times and be there when you post. Yes, that is true, but that's not realistic. All run our businesses and generally marketing is an add-on. Almost everybody I work with are amazing at what they do. They're not all the other jobs that they have to do. So when I'm working with people, I try to make it as easy as possible. Batch creation allows you to create lots of social media in a shorter space of time in order to free up more time. So what are we going to get through today? We're going to look at content pillars quite quickly. I do a whole course on content. So we're going to briefly look at it to allow you to see what sort of posts that we need to do in order to create series and to ensure productive consistency. We're going to have a look at TeamUp, which is an online calendar I use. I'm going to show you systems that I use, but there's loads out there. And it's just to show you how it works. You're more than welcome to switch this to your own systems, whatever works for you. And we'll also look at the paper version too. And that's about visually planning out your socials. Who uses ChatGPT? Has given it a wee go. Oh, that's more than I thought, actually. Awesome. So we're going to have a look at ChatGPT. So look at it for ideas generation, developing ideas, and repurposing content. So what I would say about ChatGPT is it's not going to sound like it can do once you work with it and build it, but it has amazing uses to allow you to create ideas and initial concepts quite quick. We're going to look at Canva. Who uses Canva? Yes. Using brand guidelines to create post templates and batch creation. We'll look at HappyScribe. Anyone heard of it? That's fine. HappyScribe is what I use to upload videos in order to write blogs or to put captions on. Again, it's another way of repurposing content. And I'm going to ignore the spell mistake, but we're going to look. I added this on literally 5 minutes ago. I'm like, I'm best to schedule. And as soon as it's mistakes, once it's up, I've looked through this presentation before I use as well. And every time I found a mistake. I know. We're going to look at scheduling. at the end, does anybody schedule their content just now? A few of you. Okay, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on scheduling because there's, again, loads of systems. But we'll go into the benefits of it, and I'll show you Meta just to give you an idea of how it works. Because to be honest, most of them work the same. They all have different things, but that kind of pulls everything together. It's a lot to get through in 90 minutes. So I am recording it so you can watch afterwards. So I've got a really squeaky scoreboard right where I'm standing. So first up, I want to look at pillars of content. So you'll see you've got this in front of you. Please can share it. I will also email you all a copy. So the reason we look at content pillars is who sometimes struggle to know what to put in order to get. So you do things like events. It's quite easy in some because you've got pushing the event, push the sales, etc. I did a test with this one. I pushed it for much longer and more often than normal and tried some new things and it's worked. This is the most I've had in a one-to-one. Normally I do 10 or 18 today. But content pillars, give you ideas of what it is. But also it gives you structure as well, because every single pillar has a purpose in social media. So I could spend hours talking about this, but we're going to skim over the to allow you to start building a calendar. So your first posts are credibility posts. We're not very good in this here. And it's a bit rubbish because we should. So credibility posts are how you can basically beat your competition, even if somebody recommends you word of mouth. Somebody's going to still look at your social, still look at your website. You might have a little bit more chance of getting the booking from them. If you find it online, so credibility posts are important because when they look at you, they want to see why you. So that could be testimonials, any awards or accreditations. Before and after is a great way of doing a credibility post as well, because that's what it says. Before and after. If you work in the industry, there's a lot of regulations. Collaborations are a good one too. There's that subconscious sort of feeling that, somebody wants to work because they value what you do, particularly to a company or a known name. And then wins and results can be good for credibility. So your first pillar of content is credibility. It'll make sense telling all this. Promotional, also known as sales, are the ones that tend to get the least amount of engagement, but it's probably the one you have to do, okay? Because how many social media accounts do you go to and it looks amazing? They have great fun. You can go to events, you can see all the things they've been to, but it's quite hard to see what you actually do, okay? That's where your stories come in versus your posts as well. So you have to have the posts that tell people about your products, services, because at the end of the day, it might look pretty, it might be fun to do. If somebody can't see what you do at a glance, it's just going to move on. And it's very easy to do that, because it's very easy to take a post up of a picture of where you've been that day and keep doing that, because there's no forward path. Events is a really good one, because you could do, say for instance, today you took a picture, you put a post up, it's going to get more visibility than a standard my service. But you can say, I'm really excited to go to this today in order to talk about XYZ with so-and-so. So you're talking about what it is you do in a much more time. You can do that in a networking event or anywhere you go. Newsletters are good too. And you can tell people, say, newsletter, you can learn about XYZ in the next newsletter. Talk about clients. What did you do with your clients? What you do? And deals as well. Deals are, that's what it says. Your you posts are the ones that will always get the most visibility, the most engagement, people nosy people, and people buy from people at the end of the day as well. So never be scared to do too many introductions. This could be a one bit of information. Every single month, I get something about you out there as well. Only 10% of people are going to see your post, and that's a different 10%, more different 10% the next day. You want to make sure that people know who you are. People love behind the scenes. People like to know what's going on behind the scenes. You do a lot behind the scenes. Exactly. Yeah. People love to see the bloopers. Like all of us, emotion it back, all the bloopers in the folder, and it's always not my folder's massive. A day in the life of is effectively behind the scenes as well, but we get more. So ever seen me do a day in the life of probably maybe a month, and I've just made the bits I want people to see. And if you do stories on Instagram, you can actually collect them all, create a real form. It's really handy. Talk about your team. Now, you don't have a team that you work with, so maybe there's suppliers you use, and you get clients and do stuff with in collaboration. Your team too. I don't have employees who work with lots of different people who do blog writing or speaker coaching. For anyone that helps my work, I will speak about them as well. And your story. So your story is really good. I've got a picture put up maybe once with me with Mike Tyson. And it's always get loads of engagement. People recognize the worst day of my life. It was horrendous. I'll put it up so that you can see it, but it was just horrendous. People want to know, they want to know how you got to it. Also crosses over into that credibility. Your educational posts kind of cross over with entertain. So education and entertain are probably going to get the most visibility after your you post because you're given some. Okay? Educational posts is predominantly your giving somebody some free information. These are also the easiest ones to do in back. Free information, discussions, controversial posts will always get engagement. That's your business. I did discussion posts during and the first few weeks really popular while it was happening. I'm like, I'm on a roll. Just about to keep on doing these. And then when it went away, nobody was commenting. So only do discussion posts when you have built an engaged audience and it is relevant at the time. Guides is effectively a longer version of your tips and tricks, crosses over into blogs, it can be downloadable, it can guide people to the site. And the state of the solutions like your people want to know you're real, and people want to know that you, if you make a mistake, you learn from it and move on, because we all make mistakes. Entertainment posts. A lot of the corporates I work with go, you absolutely can. Just you've got to find the right times for you. Entertainment posts and educational ones are the types of posts that will get you the most visibility and the most share because it's stuff people want to see. Also, it'll get you the most saves if you want to back to it when it's relevant. So questions and polls, particularly good on Instagram stories or on LinkedIn. Memes, not for everybody's socials, admittedly. I love a meme, but I don't generally put them on my grid, but I'll put them onto my stories on Instagram. I don't do them on LinkedIn, so just judge it. I have an accountant who they love a meme. They love a meme, which is really good because it kind of breaks that mold. Shout outs to other people as well. Competitions are good too. The only thing I would say, be careful of competition hunters. If you gain 100 followers, you'll probably lose 20 straight after. Make sure the competition prize is relevant to what you're doing, because otherwise you might just be attracting people that are no use to you afterwards. Trending hashtag days like Tell a Day, Bake and Roll Day, there's a day for everything. For a little bit of visibility. Also, it just breaks up your feed sometimes as well, with a little bit of fun, and sometimes can show a bit of personality too. And blogs as well. So I used to have this as lives, but I've now changed it to video stroke lives because it's just people shut off. Not live. So lives and video content will always get the most visibility. So interviews, updates, there's updates in your industry and you want to be the first to get out there, jump on a live or do a video. Saves you having to do a design a graphic, write all the content, get it up there quickly with a video. Panel discussions as well, getting multiple people, shows your expertise, puts you up there at the top. To actually host a panel event, it's really scary. I don't know if anyone's done it, but it can be really scary. Actually, when I see somebody else do it, I'm like, that's all. So it kind of puts you up there as a thought leader too. And then how do you do it? So on Instagram, it's a bit harder, but you can do it as a live. But generally, I will do it either straight onto LinkedIn, and I'll use StreamYard to do that, or do it on Facebook and Zoom, and get guest posts as well. So, like Scottish Women Business, we have people come on and take the pass it over. Be careful who you get your slogans. And tutorials as well. So almost like your tips and tricks and free information, but actually videos of you doing it can be a lot more too. So that was a real whirlwind of all the things you can do. So if you didn't think you had ideas how to post, do you think you'd go through these and pick at least one or two? And you see the purpose and have the pillars there. Can you all look at that and go, I know I probably do that and that? Not, or you probably do because it's probably more easier to do. Not all of these will work. You might find that actually you get most from your promotional and your educational. You get engagement from your review, and you just maybe need to throw in a few of them. But if you trial and test, you'll be able to see learn what works. On my social media, I get better with them. I got most of my business. So you have to, it's more about the structure and purpose of your content rather than, you know, what is it. But you'd expect to see on these three, the youth, education, entertain, more engagement. Okay, so let's go back. Right, so what I want you to do now is, in front of you, you've got a little diary, a plain diary. So how we start batch creation is looking at it from a diary point of view, okay? So down this, it's just TeamUp. I use TeamUp just because it connects to nothing else. It's free and I can share it with people as well. So if I show you here, I've got one for every client. And it just means that I can go in and share that with them and everything's in one place. I also haven't found one that I can pay for that's better than is always a win. So how I always start doing the social is I'll look at a month ahead. So let's have a look at September. And it's going to remind me that we squeaky floorboard. You've got down here your different pillars, okay? So let's first of all go with credibility. Say you want to do a credibility post and you want to repeat this, let's go with once a month or twice a month. So let's maybe do it every 2 weeks on a Monday. And you add it in. Okay. So see here, you've got a wee add and edit button. You can go in here. You can have up to 8 calendars for free. I'll show you quickly. This is my, yeah. So this is like, yeah, this is my calendar. I have to pay for a few more colors, but yeah, but it does come together eventually. Yeah, So you can do this. So it's really annoying it's going off the side, but I can't reach that. So hopefully you can still see enough. Right, education post. So let's say an education post. The reason I would maybe think about doing a credibility on a Monday is because they don't get as much engagement, but you'll probably be looking at your social at some point anyway. Education, I always like to do kind of Thursday, Friday, because people are looking at their social a bit more. It's getting to the end of the week, and it's the one they're most likely to engage. I like to do a lot of educational posts, and they're actually a really easy one to batch create. So I'm going to put that in weekly. And we carry on with this. So let's entertainment. People love something a bit lighter on a Friday. We'll put that in every Friday. Yeah, so do you know, if I just click on the diary, just click on the date, it pops up. And then if you click in the calendar, you can just pick whichever one you want. You can do multiple ones. Calm down. And then if you press the repeat button, then you can just decide how often you want it to be. I can't do it looking up there, I have to look down here. So you can see how this starts to build, okay, quite quickly. If I want to do a sales post, actually Sunday's a very good day for a sales post, but maybe every couple of weeks. Promotional, yeah. I always try and cut promotional because it's less salesy, but it is what it is. It is what it is. The end. Yeah. You tend to find social media scrolling from 3-4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon onwards. People are a bit I always get more sales on a Sunday. And when I do email or post it, always get more. It seems bizarre because you think during the week, surely when people are working, they'll book stuff, but they don't. They're too busy working. Yeah. 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 It'd be interesting. Go look at my family. And check a Sunday. I always end up buying stuff on Sunday. I don't have a book. Done that, get that done because you start naturally planning on a Sunday. Every the great weekend you want to have something else planned, or the rubbish weekend you want to. So Monday's a good day to do a salesy type post. Anyway, you can see how quickly this starts to build up a regular diary of things. And if you look at it and you go, right, how am I going to do an educational post every single week? But if you look at it, you get September, that is only 4 posts in September. Okay, and if you look at your pillars here, you could do one meme, one shout out, competition, and maybe not that one. So when you start building up your diary and break it down, let's work a month at a time and go, actually, that's dead easy to do. Okay. And you do the rest with your videos, your lives, etc. Now, your videos and live can cross over into it. It could be, well, actually, seeing a Sunday, I might just do that as a video because I know I'm free that Sunday. It might be that your, let's go with an educational post, is teaching somebody something. Actually, it's going to tell them. Okay, look at the end of this. I'm going to try and sell the rubber. So it's all, you can start crossing stuff over. Sometimes you'll get the fears like, I've not got all 6 colours in. Things do start to cross over. So build your calendar based on your structure first. Now, you will naturally find with your companies, There's colours that stand out and you want to do more of. The U post you might just do, let's say, once a month, okay? Because let's go with the first Wednesday. You start seeing it building up. Now, if you were to sit down and go, right, for next week I have to do a credibility post, a U post, I need to do a promo, I need to do this, I need to do that. That's 5 separate random. Does anybody do it? So that's where your batch creation comes in. So what I'd quite like you guys to do before we go on to the next part is so what I'd quite like you guys to do briefly is on your bit of paper, assume that is starting on the 2nd of the wee one in the box, and just put in, you can just put in C for credibility, E for education, and just really quickly, in a few minutes, just put down where you think you might put stuff in. And then afterwards, you can keep doing this. You can go, okay, I need to develop and break it right down into what you actually need. With content. Yeah. No, yeah, that's the one. No, I want you to start it idea. I do not. Absolutely not. So no expectation. No. Say you do no post in second. Just now. Be realistic. Try and say I'm going to do 3. Okay? Or I'm going to post every other day. Because it is actually no point saying I'm going from 0 to 7. Also, it won't work. If I was supposed to get very little results because you're not getting enough longevity. I know people that whether it's short lifespans. Actually, if I do a day between or 2 days, it does get more than you can see. You need to take some time as well. And every social media is different. I'm sorry to say there's not this is a standard across everybody. And you might have a following who really engaged, you might follow who is not. You might post Monday to Friday with nothing. You get to a Sunday and everyone is on. And you can see that inside people. You need to start posting stuff in order to get to that knowing. I was thinking that work with like 3 months of socials before I really had a clear idea of what. Month 1, we'll try a lot more. Then you'll judge it and look at it for month 2. And you'll see a bit more. It's a few numbers and a like amazing post. Not 1 month, it's amazing, right? And by the end of the 3rd month, put your idea of what people. And that's where you go, you know what, I don't need to entertain and education work. People are passionate for me. So I'm going to start doing that for myself. So, I used to stay close and get on it. Judge it. You even said, I know. So, the rest of that is well, you have to. It might have been it all. I know. Bless. Last time. It's still there. I believe. Hashtags argue. At the end of the day, that's after like a filing system, they look exactly different. And I still start with stuff. So I don't think you need as many as 30 anymore. I would put 5, 6, LinkedIn, maybe 3 or 4. Doesn't really work in Facebook. It works, but very But yeah, I would say really think about if you were going to look in a file cabinet to your book, what would you say? Exactly what. You don't social media because most of have social media. Social media and glass would be more relevant if you're targeting glass. But just be really detailed about it. Okay, so now we're going to now you have an idea of what your strategy would look like. Don't worry, I don't expect you to have written down a full strategy of what you're going to post in the next few minutes. We're going to look at ChatGPT. Now, I am using the paid version, but to be honest, what I'm going to show you today, you can do the free version. I've actually upgraded to the paid version. When they were testing it all, the paid one was much better. I should have gone back to look and see the benefit. I'm not closing the benefit just now. But I've not cancelled it yet, so you can do it in the paid version. I know, I'm so lazy. Should go back and just do it. I was thinking about this last night. I was like, I'm going to have to be honest and say I'm not sure the difference between the free and the paid just now. But I'm actually going to set up a free one when I go home. What's different? The obvious one. The reason I got the paid one to begin with is so. Yeah, it does do that, but customization. Yeah. It don't change it. That's really good. Yeah. I had that, and I was going to more detail of what we do today. Conversations because right, so this now is where we can start acting. So when we looked at your diary, and we're like, okay, let's go with education. Okay. I used to do 5 posts or 4 posts for September. Okay. I'm gonna. Who wants to be involved? You were first. You were first and super enthusiastic. Okay. Right. I'm going to put it out there. Doesn't always listen to. Okay. I have used rocket emojis. Don't use them. Don't use that. There's words that uses all the time. Honestly, it still does. So, and as much as I try and get it to learn my tone, it goes often. It does well for a bit, goes often. Do not copy and paste from this. Use it. An idea generation. Okay, so we need to do 4 education posts. Tell me about Tell me about your company. What do you do? Okay. I want to. You know what's good about it as well? See when you type wrong, it doesn't matter. It still understands. It's great. For educational posts for my Instagram, LinkedIn. It doesn't matter which one you pick because it will, you can say, no, adapt these for LinkedIn, now adapt these for, etc. I use it a lot to go, here's the post I've written. It's amazing. Now shorten it down to 280 characters for Twitter. Kills your soul. I hate Twitter. But it does it because I can't do it. If you post it from an Instagram, let's just go with that. See what it does. I know, it's like, good idea. Okay. Now I've given it no information. I'm literally just stuck the smallest amount of information in. So, understanding your menstrual cycle, the role of nutrition, managing stress, like Sean Connery. When to seek help. Are these fairly relevant? Yeah. Okay. If you were to copy and paste that, then really old. However, you now have 4 educational that you can start working with. Okay. So, what I would then do is take that post, like take this first one, stick it into a Word document and start to build it into your own tone, your own language, to make it sound like you. Because if you were to, let's say for instance, you've got this, okay, I'm going to show you something actually. This one here. There's a great thing I've got somewhere, which I can't find it now. Be clear who you are. Okay. You want to make sure when you're writing something, it's written to your audience. And this is a private example. You're a theoretical physicist. I can't even say it, so I am not one. Explain string theory in 1 paragraph, right? You have a quick look at that. Tell me if you understand string theory. I didn't. So I asked it, you're a primary school child, explain string theory. Teeny tiny wiggly string. This is much more on my way. Okay. So you can then use ChatGPT to then take it more into the right level. And that might be a level above you, it might be a level below you. You don't matter in that situation for your audience. And when you're doing graphics, matter really if you like it, doesn't it? What your client's audience, you need to know that your client's going to like that piece of audience, not what you like. I do people with social media, hate them out, right? You know, I do one of my social media clients, they do road surf. Like, really well. Okay. But I can't get excited about their posts, but I know their posts really work for them. You can see it in the results. It's not about you. So we have our 4 posts. Could you have come up with those 4 ideas and that content? Computer. Do you take that away? Okay, so instantly now you can go back into your calendar and, you know, copy and paste. Okay. And you just go in and, you know what, you can start building this up. You build up your diary. Okay. I'm doing this really quickly. I'm recording it, but if I start teaching how to use every single system in detail, we'll never get through anything today. Okay, so instantly you have the bare bones of your 4 posts done. Doesn't sound like you, but you have the bare bones done. Now we want to look at, we want to develop this further, okay? So this is where you don't, there's 2 things we can do with this. First thing is you want to batch create as much, you want to reuse stuff as much as possible. So using these 4 points, for these four. Let's go posts. Okay, we're now reusing the content. Okay. Yeah, this is it.
I want PR.
I know. And this is the thing, okay? No, I still get a blog writer to write my blog. I send them I don't use this to write the blog, but what I'll do is send my thoughts and opinions. She knows my opinions and she'll be able to go to get she'll write it for me. And that's where, yeah. But if you were just to copy and paste that into your blog, most people who use AI will realize that there's a lot of copy and paste in it. Because when you start looking through it, you'll see those words that keep popping in. Not seen a wee rocket emoji yet, though, so we're doing okay. So you can see here, it's now turned this into a blog. So you've now got 5 posts, and you're now driving traffic to your website. Because you can put this blog, I've sent to a writer.
No, I'm interested.
Yeah. You know what? As a purpose, it will never replace real people. But it has a place, especially when you're everything. You know. So you now have this blog you can put onto your website. And you don't have a website, but you use LinkedIn, you can do newsletter. You can use this for newsletter as well. You can use it for different purposes. If you put this on your website, and instantly you have 4 posts you can do on Facebook and say, read more information by reading the blog on our own. So if you only see 1 or 2 of those posts, you can now go to your website and read all of it. So if they're missing some posts, you now have a way of seeing all of them. You're also pushing people to your website. You want to do that, you will see everything. And we have literally taken 5 minutes to write a blog. Heartbreaking in a way, but it's also amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's basically, no, I agree.
I'm exactly the same. I love the idea of like, sometimes I try it. Even when I do this, and I try to do it, it's like, it's still not great. So I send it.
Or the market that I'd like to write a book. That was a big difference.
Yeah, I want to write a book. Nothing interesting like a business, but I know I'm never.
What?
Yes. Yes. So you can do it on LinkedIn. You can do articles on LinkedIn, and you can build up another following on there. So if I do a blog, I will also put it on as an article. Because you can invite. No, it's like a newsletter. So I'll show you really quickly. Yeah. 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 It means that people don't go to your website or you don't meet, your LinkedIn crowd becomes a second subscription list. So you could. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 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 So if you're writing, just put it on there. Yeah. Oh my God. I love LinkedIn. It's free. It's free. Okay. Yeah. Especially your audience. Okay, so let's keep an eye on time. 11 o'clock. Okay. You can vary it. You can vary it. You can say if you want more hints and tips, you can read the blog on our website. you want to talk in more detail about this particular subject, drop me a message. You can have multiple. Everything you do should be positive. Sometimes it can have multiple. So we've really got 5 posts now. We're going to put a post out of the blog. We're going to put 4 different educational posts for the month. Done. Okay. There's something else we can do on here too. Okay, so let's say this one. You can go into more detail. So you've now, assuming in September, you've done this over. But actually you want to really focus in as a topic in October on menstrual cycles. So I need to go into more detail on this subject to create more posts. Okay, delve deeper. Loves that. So now I'm going to go. I know. Is it better than the rocket emoji? I know, yeah. I know. Hope nobody's squeamish in here. But look, it's now created 4 different posts on the specific areas. I feel like we should know more about this, but is this kind of accurate? You found a client. Right, so then you can now go into more detail. Now you can do this with those 4. Now I could ask you to turn that into a blog and specifically on site. You can take that first idea, the 4-second blog, and then that's 1 month. You've now got your 2nd month. So what's that? For 5 months worth of educational done on those, just from those 4 initial points. I spelled it.
I get right here.
Yeah. So look, I didn't even spell it right. I said I need to go into more detail on this subject to create 4 Omri posts. And I just pasted that in my book. And I did it. Okay. So when you do this, you might go, that's okay. You've got an idea of the script. And now you can that what you actually think. There could be 5 posts in here or 6 posts in here. But you have a structure to get going with. But you see how quickly you can start batch creating from one initial idea using this. Now, I suspect you don't sound like. No. But do you think with that you could now rewrite that into your own language, your own sort of tone? And so instantly now you can go and paste those bits into your calendar. You've got month 1, you've now got October sorted, you're going to focus on menstrual cycles, you're watching your socials. So now you can see how quickly you can batch create content. Okay. Now, when people are doing their socials, generally people will do the month. Whereas I will go, okay, I'm going to do all my education. That's like 8 weeks worth of content. I'm going to do that. When I actually come to do next week, I'll be able to focus on one other. And sometimes it's really hard to switch from credibility to entertainment, especially for looking for me. So it's really much easier to batch create one and then move on. And this is the same as, here's another thing you can do. You want to do video content. I don't know what I was going to say here. So if you now want to mix it up with some video content, it's going to write you a little script. You would naturally say this in your own tone. But you can now see how you can adapt it into other formats as well. Good job, we're not judging spelling here, eh? Okay, so now you might want to do a reel. So it can really, yeah, good luck with that. But then you can ask it to go further and using Canva. How much you do it using Canva? And you can do anything you want to do. But the more deeper and the further you go into it, the more random it can go. I'll try it. Yeah. Uh-huh. So ask it exactly the same thing. I've done a video, that's it, what my video is. How do I do it as a graphic? How to do it as a concept? And ask it to give you prompts. So yeah, here we go. Tell you exactly. Log into Canva. Use a calming color. Use a vibrant color. So what I would say is it's starting to go down routes that are a bit wild. Okay, we're going to stick with the giving you ideas how to batch create, but play about with it. It's wild. When you ask it to start designing your pictures, it's rubbish, but it's quite amusing. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah, pretty much. No. Yes, no. If you take it just from that, you've given it bedlam. So it's going to sound. If you were to say, here's an example of a post in my here is what I do, and take you get a paragraph from your website and put that in your phone. Here are my values. Here are the things that really matter to me. Now write it. Yeah, it's okay. What? Okay. There's a guy started up. That's why you have to. And then you go, well, actually, I know better than that. I know that those 4 things are relevant to the very day. I can really put my foot in. Okay. And that's where, you know, there was a guy started up that AI and just when it all first launched the public. And it learns from you and learns being it was it became a self-culture. So the more you get, yeah, nice. How the boards for the it's also very important. My daughter, she doesn't struggle with all the I said to her, record the story that's in your head, and we put it into ChatGPT, and it wrote it for her. For the first time, she could see and write what she couldn't write herself, what was in her head. So there's massive positive for it. Yeah.
But still, I understand that from. I'm a problem. You know what I've done is the way I knit the in the scale.
Yes.
And I put it in chat. And I say, keep it a bit in the end, but don't. Back to that. That's the vision.
And I think that's it. Use it for positives, but don't rely on it. Okay, right, moving on. So we're going to assume now, in 1 hour, you've got your strategy. You've written all your content. Okay. Now, how is it going to look? Just checking doing this on. Yes. Okay. So we now can use ChatGPT to give us ideas, to give us a template of a series, allows us to batch create one full lot. And we can do the same with all your different things. We can do the you poll. This is me. Here's some things about. Here's here it says copy and paste it. Maybe like whatever format you want to fill. Here's where I live. That's 4 months of YouTube. Pictures now. You can see how it quickly starts to build up. So next up, we want to look at how are we going to make this look nice. Canva. I love Canva almost as much as LinkedIn and ChatGPT. So who uses
Yes,
well, I would say I try always use stuff that but the paid version of Canva is a game changer. Okay. If nothing else, for this brand bit down here. Okay. So in your brand, you can put all your logos and stuff in, all your assets, etc. See, I didn't do this. You can put your colors in, your fonts, and anything else you've got, you can put it all in here. Yeah, you can see I've not put my brand voice in, because I only use it for imagery rather than putting, probably should fill that in. Your tone, how do you speak? Like, I am a Ouija. I like, oh, I know. Yeah, yeah. So more, yeah, like, what is the tone? Yeah, yeah. The same sort of information you would put into ChatGPT to begin with. Okay, so you want to have the brand. It's a game changer when it now comes to batch creation of your social media. So I have, let's have a look at, I'll show you mine. Last time I was doing a training, this stopped working. I was like, ugh. Mine used to be okay. If you look at my social templates, I have 113 of them. I actually don't apply about 6, but when you look through it, they are, you can see I'm doing batch creation. So I have done 3 posts for this LinkedIn for business. And I just designed it, and then I changed the color using my branding. I have got the same design here, and just change the picture. And as you go through it, you'll see that there's the same thing comes up. That's Brenda. Maybe a few of you in here somewhere. The same, you can see this is the one designer made and I'm not as good. So, but you'll see here as well, like logs, one design, and I just change it. So let's go with Instagram portrait. Keeps doing this. It keeps putting up a square rather than the portrait one, but it doesn't matter for the purpose of today. We'll go with a square. Okay, so we have done your. You're going to go home and go, my surface done. Done your educational posts, okay? And it's top tips. So, top tips. I'm going to close a few things down because I think it's struggling. Okay. So it's going to give you templates of top tip type posts, okay? And you just need to pick one that you like, okay? You don't have to be your colors, it doesn't have to be pictures you like, it doesn't have to be your font. What we're trying to do is build up your basically your Canva suite. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. So let's use this one because this is quite quick and easy. So quick tip, okay? Now, if you go to your brand button, pick the brand you want. I'm going to stick with mine just now. I couldn't put that out in my socials because it's not my brand. But if I press my reshuffle color, it's now in my brand colors. Cheeky. Okay. And then I want to go to my text styles. And that is my font. And I just make it a little bit so it fits in. And then I want to do my subtitle font, make that bigger. So instantly, this is now branded up for my company. And I might look at my wee logos and go, I want you. Okay. You now have the start of a template. You have 4 posts you want to do. So you don't want it to look exactly the same each week, but you want it to be branded and you want it to be really obvious. Everyone on a Wednesday, or was it a Thursday, is expecting a tip from you. But we can mix it up. Paid. You need the paid version. So if we look now, there's your Thursday posts sorted. Just copy and paste little headline maybe from your, obviously I just shut it down. See, when I learned this, I was just like, oh my God, that is a game changer. So you can take your headline. Where was it? Where was it? Here. And put it in there. You might want to make it bigger. Okay. So you've started to get these templates. You see how quickly that was to do. But you really need your brand guidelines set up to make it that quick. Otherwise, you're going in, you're going to the color, you're looking for your color, you're putting it in every time. It's really annoying. What do you mean? Yeah, I think we all have. Yeah. Yeah. Did you? No. If you change it in the first one, when you use your wee copy button, it'll be on all of them. So that's why always get your first template right first and then move on to and then copy it. But, yeah. No, look, you could just do that. You can do anything you like. You can go to elements and go, I want to add a star in. No, get your template right first. It won't. No, sadly not. It's good, but it's not that good. Okay, so then we look at a U post. So introduction, let's see. Let's just meet the team. Met the team, doing well today. Okay. So this is where you can start then building your batch creation, okay? So let's go with, let's say I like this one here, okay? I say, let's do that. That's gonna be easier for the purposes of this. And I want to turn it into my, okay. Sorry, Pedro. Oh, I put in meet the team. Yeah, play about with it, meet the team. And up to some varying different things.
No, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love
Yeah.
Canva.
Probably wasted last year.
Okay, and then let's say, Susan, I'm going to use you because you're here. Right? Then you can put your picture in, and then let's edit, take away the background. Isn't it? Flip it round. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe scissors.
Okay, and again, you've got, let's say some 4 months of it. Mix it up with a different picture, do your brand, change the color. If you want, if you like that, so you have to be careful. If you press that by mistake, always press the undo button because it'll do everything. Sometimes it will change all the pages to yellow, but you can sometimes you'll do it and it will change it to the very different colors. But that's gone all yellow. Control Z. And yeah, so then you just press it to get, there's a different color there. So you can see how quickly you've now created your blogs, you've now created, you're starting to create templates. Yeah. How we do that? Yeah, that's all in one place.
Yeah,
No.
I'm thinking the last side. No, no, I wish it something.
Yeah. So if you go to, I normally just go download picture 1.
Oh, okay.
On a big folder. Yeah, I know. I know. It's a bit annoying. Yeah. It's one of those that's good, but it's not perfect, is it? So, mhm. Yeah, yeah. You can actually connect your social media to Canva. I don't because yeah, I have a lot of different clients on it. So if I connected one, I'd get the feed I'd put the wrong thing out on the client's place. So I use something completely separate. But you can do this with everything you do, be it documents. You can do reels on here. You can do different size posts for different platforms. You can do exactly the same. You can also, once you've got this, and this is a paid version as well, turn it into a, let's go with, you want to resize it into a LinkedIn post. So actually LinkedIn is pretty similar, so it doesn't really show you. But yeah, if you can resize it to different things, let's go with the Facebook story. And this is where as well, like, so people always miss out doing, I know. Oh, you branch of the company. So you can see you can then start doing it, but it's not quite right. See, play about with it, yeah. But it saves you redoing it all the time. And I actually schedule stories as well. They're not as good as they have to do, but I'm recording it, so I'll send it to you. Awesome. Good luck. I hope your lights arrive. Okay. So, yeah. So, yeah. So I would then change this to Insta posts. And I would, oh, yep. Yep. Yeah, yeah. I have a Canva course that not got a date in, but can do. Yeah. So, yeah, no, go for it. Uh-huh.
When you sign up. Running. And I want the, beauty, very good, I want to put that. Okay, it's not. It's possible. I'll show you. Yeah. Right.
Okay, so see if you go to your, I put everything in folders, okay, but if you, to make sure you don't lose stuff, if you go to your designs, you'll generally see the stuff that you've been working on, or all the stuff you've been working on. And what you can do is just do, move to folder, create new, and create a folder, okay, and then you can add all these things to that. Yeah. Yeah. See, when I use like wanted clients canvas, I'm like, can't find anyone. It's all right. Okay, so we now have our calendar of strategy of what posts you're doing when, your pillars. We now have content. We've got blogs. You have taken it off ChatGPT and tailored it to you. We've now got our templates. So next up is, yes, everyone's favorite. I'm actually show you one other thing before we go to scheduling. Have I got time? I do have time. Schedule. Okay. Leave. Happy Scribe. There's loads of different, I have no idea of the password of this. Perfect. Okay. So Happy Scribe, let's say you do a video. Okay, so this video could be, I'm going to see if I've got a video here that I can upload. I want to do, you can do two things this. It can either put captions onto your videos for you, which is great. And I would say that any video you now use should have captions. And I know that social media platforms allow you to turn captions on, but there shouldn't be assumption that people know how to do that. And there shouldn't be assumption that they should have to do that. We should try and be as accessible as possible. That's just my little rant. So, but the thing that's really good is, say you've done a video. I have a medical, and they've asked me to do basically a log, introduce different speakers for an event. So I know speaking to them, I'm not going to understand what introduction video. All surgeons have asking questions, I've got the questions, and there's absolutely no way I can but this can do it for me. So I'm doing it all in Zoom with them, and I'm going to record it and upload the video onto this, and it's going to type up exactly what they're saying for me. Okay, so I am going to see if I've got a video here that I can use to show you this. Give me a video. Oh, do you know what? I'll use this because this is my niece going for house captain at school. She phoned me and she's just like, need to do a presentation. I was like, to send me your videos. Okay, so this is gonna turn this into, it's gonna write up what she's saying basically. So it's gonna take the audio. No, there are free versions of stuff. I just use HappyScribe because lots of my different clients pay a little tiny bit. And they use everything. It's really active. I have so many different things through this, and it's like almost 99%. It's brilliant. So this is quite quick, but it's going to go. So here we go. So this is what she said. Okay. Now I'm not going to go through it and check if it's accurate. Now what I want to do is take this transcript and I want to go back to ChatGPT. And I want to go turn, oops, it's been difficult. This is not the best example because it's dead short, but if it was an interview, it would be better. Oh, stop. I would love to see how much it came up with for that. Okay, so copy. Yeah. That's what I uploaded. That's a video I uploaded. No, that'd be pretty good. Goodness. Okay, it's not letting me do that. So it won't let me copy and paste. So what I'm going to do is export this. Export into Word. Open this up. So you can imagine this will be more accurate by the time I have a full interview done with somebody. So that's what she was talking about, where she do a little video answering her questions about why she made those posts. Okay. So it's now typed this into social media post, and it's taken like bits of information of what she said, and now it's created a blog from it too. You can see it's got her name, Ailey. Cute, wasn't it? It's an inspired idea. Now she designed this speech actually by asking ChatGPT what to do. So she said, here's the school values, here's what I want to do, here's the school's information, and here's the questions I have to do. Give me ideas of 3 different videos that I could do this. And she went away and recorded videos and then used it. So that has now taken an audio bit of information, turned it into a post. Now it's actually quite accurate, what it's saying as well. And it's turned into a blog as well. I can start breaking it down as well. So you can see how no matter what type of information you have, you can start repurposing it. So if I've got that presentation, I've now got a blog, I've now got 3 posts. Okay, so that is 5 bits of information. I can say, okay, I'm going to do 1 bit, I'm going to do 1 thing, 4 months. You start to build up your phone. There's the same thing you're at, and it's bringing people back to your website, back to your point. You don't have to do stuff brand new every time. You just need to read the stuff. At the end of the day, you do your job, and there's only so many things you can say about it. Maybe 100, but those 100 things by just repurposing it. So everything you've got just now, if you've got a post and it's done really, really well, put that post, think about it. It's a video you give it a bit more information, etc., but start repurposing it and then go and actually based on that post, are there important from it? Was it a report when you were doing that video? Isn't entertainment? Everything you do, that's another way of advertising it. It's only from social media, let's say after this work, only so many things you say about what you're coming. But I managed to do 7 different posts with 7 different people. Another thing you can do by taking you. Okay, I want to advertise a workshop for social media strategy. Okay. Because I have what's it called, Grammarly, and it tells me when grammar's not right or my spelling's not right. It does it so often I ignore it now. Create me 5 common pain points. Okay. It's common pain points. And then it's going to create me the LinkedIn post. Yes. I'm even disappointed if we didn't see that. Yep. And then it'll switch it and do it for Instagram as well. You'll find a few more emojis in here, more hashtags. Isn't it? But that doesn't sound like me at all. And actually, I quite like a longer post. So you can then start to build it. So I'm only doing the 1 work. There's only so much I can say about it. It can help you up with more ideas, because those different pain points are going to be different. So if you can relate to somebody, that's me now. I actually do have a social media strategy workshop coming up, but this has now given me an idea of how, you know, I can actually advertise it. They tend to be, because I'm not giving it any good information, really nothing. It can only work with what I give it. So I would probably look at them and go, do you know what, I might tailor that a wee bit to see how it's actually expanded it more. So small business, social media strategy, time management, business growth, they're all relevant, but they're too vague. It's not going to get to the audience. I'm very much a local audience. So I'd have to start tweaking these to small business Glasgow, small business in Glasgow. I would start to tweak it to be more specific as to who I want to talk to. Okay, so scheduling. You've done all this work, but actually, if you don't schedule it, it's almost not really that last final step. So you know what you're doing, you've batch created, you've spent a day and batch created tons of content. But you need to pull it all together. So let's say, for instance, let's go with team up. Okay. I want to put this post in. Right, this is not, I've not adapted it, okay, but, and then I had my template. No, not you. I don't want you. Computer's like, there's too much going on. Okay, so I want to download my picture. If anyone's lucky enough, like I am, to have somebody that does the scheduling bit for you, I hate doing it. What I do is I upload the picture onto here. I'll show you actually, rather than doing it in this one. If you've even if you've got like a VA or like a virtual assistant or something, let's go with this one. We have, this is one of my medical client, right? Purple means it's scheduled. Orange means it's to be scheduled. And when you go into that, images in WhatsApp, and that's a copy. Okay. So this one here means that it is in prep. I've not done it yet. Black means I've planned out what I'm going to do. I've not done it yet. I started doing it. So I put everything into it. So if you go into this, it'll, that's repeat post, bad example. I can share it with my client, yeah. Yep, I can share it with my client or anyone in your team as well. So they know that's a video, who to tag, here's the content, here's the different platforms. I would put that as to be scheduled, and then they'd know to go in, and I know that's now scheduled. So it's really good as well. You can collate it all in one place. If you don't have somebody to do it, you don't need to do that. You can just do it wherever you've got it. So if you go into Meta now, so I want to add, did I download that? I can't remember now. Meta. So I'm going to just show you on Meta. I use Metricool. There's about 1 million scheduling tools out there. Metricool I like just because it just does everything I need to do to be. And it's free if you put it on 2 platforms. So like say Instagram and Facebook, you got to pay if you want to put on LinkedIn. But there's loads of different scheduling platforms. Meta, you can actually schedule for free on every single platform now though. So you can schedule straight onto Instagram, straight onto Facebook. You can schedule reels on Instagram as well. So while you can do it through Meta Business Suite, if you like the music that's on Instagram, you can then make the reel on Instagram and schedule it straight on them. LinkedIn as well, you can schedule straight on. Just when you've written your post, there's a wee at the bottom, just press that and schedule. You don't need a schedule. I like it because everything's in one place and I control one report. Yes. Do you know what? There's actually no proven stats for that. It's something that was thrown about and has always been thrown about. And actually, when schedulers were first introduced, there was probably a level of truth on some of them. But last year, a study was done, substantial study, and there was nothing to prove that's actually the case. Now, it might well be on certain individual people's platforms. They rely on some trending music. And there might be some trending various different things. but there's actually nothing to prove that. I would say that on some occasions, but it's actually not been proven yet. And the study that was done by Social Media Examiner, which is like the big company, they're like, there's nothing to prove it. So no, Happy Scribe is just for your transcriptions and your captions. I use Metricool. Yeah, I'll show you that in a wee minute. I'm showing you Meta Facebook, like Meta Business Suite just now because Facebook and Instagram, it's free. Everyone has access to it. An account. So I've uploaded my picture. I put in my post in. The computer's roasting. Okay, we're assuming we've tweaked it and it's right. You can customize for Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so basically you'll be able to tweak it. So I don't want hashtags. Also, if you're tagging people, the tags will be different. So if you want to mention people, so you want to always do this customized part, you can see how it looks. Sometimes, yeah, it doesn't always work. Yeah, it doesn't always work. You need to know the exact handle. And even when you do it, it sometimes doesn't work. Why I don't use Meta, it's much better than it used to be. When I first started doing this, just sometimes wouldn't send a post out, just wouldn't do it, or I'd send a picture out and no copy. It was really glitchy, and it's still a bit glitchy, but not as much as it was. Yeah, so, and you can go through this, and there's tons of stuff you can do. You can add collaborators, you can restrict it, etc. There's things that you can't do on here, which you can do in a lot of other schedulers, like if you look at Metricool, which I use, it's got a lot more options to it. You can do things like emojis, first comments, add locations. I'm not out there. There's tons more that you can do with it. Okay, save text as well. Yes, I put it in the first comment. I started doing that. No, you can't do that. No, they're never as good. The stories that are pre-scheduled aren't going to have any of that interaction stuff. It's going to give you visibility. It's going to give you days, but it's never going to have any of that yet. So yeah, you can do this for scheduling. So you can see there's a lot more options if you actually use scheduler, but Meta is free. And then you just come to schedule and pick when you want it to go out. You can put it up as a video. If you've downloaded it as a video, like an MP4, and upload it, yes. But you can't add a separate, you know, like if you made a reel on Instagram and you search for the specific music you want, you can't do that. It has to be a fully ready to go video. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, it does. So Canva's getting better for having some decent music. Not brilliant. Yes, you're not going to get, you know, zero whatever on there. But if you're just looking for some generic background music, if you're a spa, there's tons of stuff. It will give you stuff. But they do want you to do it straight on there. And this is what I'd say. For batch creation, what it allows you to do is do all this pre-work, all this stuff non-sensitive, all the stuff where I've got an event and must do my top tips. You can still do the fun stuff. So I pre-schedule all my Sunday posts, or pre-schedule all my posts for events I need to advertise. I'll still do a separate post today just straight on my phone because this is time sensitive. By doing the batch creation and scheduling it, you know your core is done, but you can still do the fun bit in between. It's not stopping you to do that. And when you have stuff pre-scheduled, so if I look at, let's not look at mine. Oh, look, I've got some, thank you, Claire. So say, for instance, I have this post and or I have a post going out tomorrow and I decide, actually tomorrow I'm at an event and I know I'll want to do a post. And then just pull it to a different day. So it allows you to be more flexible and allows you to prep in advance, but be flexible. It's you, Susan. It is. I do. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. My computer's like, there's too many things open. You can still back create it. There's some easy ways of doing it. If you get a good back video, yeah. So if you do that, you do your adjustments all the way. And then once you get done that, you do all of it. That's great. Next week. You see the way to go. I start one more. It's just about looking at it. All you do, if you look at, please don't look at my Instagram when I was away from it. Just that, reschedule, reposting. They were all blue because in my head, I was going to do a post in between of what I was doing when I was away. I never did. So, the posted power still got pretty great. Then look at the because you can't always be there. So you might get sick, you might just be busy. You're doing this back creation allows you to be sure there's consistent stuff going out. You can move it about, you need to we need to know going to have to fill out the separate boxes allow you to visibility to do. Okay, so we've done the content pillars. We've looked at plan, we've looked at ChatGPT, Canva, Happy Scribe, and scheduling. And we did it in 19. No, it's a video.